Hey everybody, this is Kate with KC Powersports. We have Seth from Strike Point Distribution here today. We're checking out the 2025 Surron Hyper Bee. We also happen to have an Ebox or GPX 2.0 in stock. This one has the Supermotos, but it's still the same bike, and we thought it'd be a good chance to compare the size of the two bikes and the features. First things first, Seth's going to walk us through some of the basic specs on the Hyper Bee.
Yeah, so we've got the HyperBee right here. You've got a 14 front, a 12 rear. We've got the tall wheel set up versus the short, which they have, which I believe is a 12 and a 10 like rear.
And then these bikes also feature adjustable suspension heights.
Yep.
So Seth, you want to show them on the front fork how you can slide the front fork down quite a bit?
Yep. So right here you've got two adjustments for your triple clamp. And you've got the different notches right here that show different level heights that you can select. So you would loosen the two bolts here, loosen the bolts here, and slide the fork down.
Gain about an inch of additional ground clearance there. And then here on the back, you can readjust the location of the bolt for the rear shock, which that allows you to also raise the bike about an inch. So all in all, you can get about an inch higher off the ground to help accommodate a larger rider. Let's go through some of the specs on this. This bike's coming in at 50 volt, 25 amp hour, which is roughly 1,300 watts. So 1.3 kilowatt in total capacity. The Ebox is coming in at 60 volt, 1.8 or 18 amp hour, which is roughly about 1 kilowatt. So smaller battery. This bike is featuring 5,000 watts of power, whereas the E-boxes are at about 2,000 watts. So big power difference between the two bikes. When it comes to features, the Hyper Bee is featuring a quick swap battery. Seth, you want to walk us through how you swap that battery?
It's really simple. You loosen this here. We've got it tight to be safe. So, and then you just slide that. Bring it over.
Out just like that.
Yep. And how that communicates with the actual bike are these fins right here, and they work, and the alignment makes it so that every time you put this in, it's going to be aligned perfectly. And
yeah, these batteries, you can't put them in
it won't let
backwards. You. They don't fit in there. Yep. And then on the bottom,
it stops it.
It stops before it makes contact with the electrical connectors. Yeah, but by having the electrical connectors on the bottom of that battery, you get instant alignment as soon as you slide that battery in. And then obviously with the quick swap that this has built into it, you don't even have to flip a cover. You don't do anything. You just loosen this tab, which is designed to lock the battery in place, slide the battery up. If your son's racing at the track, you can easily slide the next battery in within less than 10 seconds, get him back out on the track and going. And that was a big focus for Sur-Ron, as they knew that a lot of kids were going to want to be racing this maybe in the KTM E5 class or maybe the PW50 class, and having the ability to quick swap a battery in a race situation is pinnacle, especially with these electric bikes, having a little bit longer of a charge time. Another cool feature about this bike is it has a magnetic charge port.
Okay.
So kind of like the MagSafe, like the MacBook Pros have, these also have a MagSafe charge connector. That charge connector allows you to obviously charge the bike without the risk of damaging the cable when it's disconnected. To start charging the bike, you simply just place it over that connector. It'll magnetically attach to the connector, and then it'll begin charging as soon as you plug it into the wall. Some other features that this bike has is adjustable power modes. This bike has 3 different power modes. Obviously, one's going to be pretty mellow, 2 is somewhere in between, and 3 is going to be the max 5,000 watt.
Yep.
It also has adjustable throttle tuning, which kind of the exact same technology that the Ultra Bee features. You'll be able to have a more mellow throttle delivery, a very linear throttle delivery, and then at last a very aggressive throttle delivery for the more experienced rider and racer. Additionally, the bike features reverse. Just like the bigger bikes coming from Sur-Ron, there is a reverse button that you can engage, and makes it really, really simple to get out of a tricky situation or maybe even help back it out of the garage. Another aspect of the bike is it has a ready button. So if your little rider isn't quite ready to get on the gas from the get-go, you can turn the bike on, get everything ready, and then once that rider is ready to go, There's a ready up button, exactly like the Ultra Bee. Tap that with kickstand up, the bike will ready up and give you power. Last cool feature that this bike has that I've never seen on any of their competitors is a remote. And this is the parental remote. Super cool feature. What it allows you to do is control the power output of the bike. So as a parent, if you feel like your child is ready for more power, you can turn the power up or down. And then additionally, it has the ability to kill the power altogether. Let's say little Johnny's heading for a fence full speed. Seth could reach out, grab that red button, and kill the power to stop poor Johnny from smashing into the fence. Additionally, it has a walkie-talkie mode where you can actually talk into the remote. Then there is a speaker located right behind the display that projects up towards the rider, and basically the rider can then hear you as a parent giving them the command. Obviously, e-bikes are really quiet, so it is easy to talk to your kids when they're riding them, but this adds an additional layer of communication when that child may be further away and maybe you can't yell loud enough to get their attention. These have roughly 1,000 to 1,500 foot range, so also going to be a huge feature. All that being said, as a comparison video to the Ebox has none of these features. So the Ebox is a very basic bike. It has on and off, no display, no miles, just a little display for your battery percentage here. And then it does have a slightly tunable power delivery. It does have these two knobs. One allows you to adjust how aggressive the throttle is, and the other one allows you to adjust speed. The controls are pretty minimal and don't have a very big effect on the power output, but it is a feature that is there. Additionally, they are a direct drive. They do go from the motor to the chain, but the motor itself is located in the swing arm and right above where the rear shock mounts. And then these use a very small toy grade chain. I would say, it's a very small, lightweight, little teeny tiny bespoke chain. And these have a history of stretching. And for our customers that run these, it's critical that they adjust their chain constantly because they stretch all the time. And if you do not, then the chain will just come off the motor and you end up losing it or damaging it. The Ultra Bee is featuring the same chain, or the Hyper Bee, not my mistake, is featuring the same chain technology as the Light Bee. You're using a standard 420 full-size chain. Your motor is flipped backwards from a traditional Light Bee because it turns right into the gearbox, which you can see here. There's that gearbox motor coming directly out into the gearbox, taking a turn and then coming straight out to your primary sprocket, and then that's running back to your rear sprocket. So super clean setup, very low maintenance, very, very little noise. These bikes are almost completely silent when you ride them. There is oil in that gearbox, so that is something you'll probably need to service at least once a year or bring it into one of our shops to have done. But super cool features, super easy to maintain, and we are really excited about this bike. I think it'll be a good addition to my shop and a really big addition to the Sur-Ron lineup.
All right, let's do a drag race and find out who wins. Two, one, go! As you can see, the HyperBee is the clear winner. We're super excited about this bike, and if you'd like to pick one up, come visit one of our local dealerships. We've got a shop in Arizona, California, Idaho, and South Carolina. You can find more of our details in the comments below. Thanks, and thanks for watching.